Hello and welcome to, what is it now? Episode 24.
You don't even know what episode it is.
Man,
Ooh,
we've done so many of these
hesitate.
by now. Episode 24 is this one. I'm Chris. You're with me every single week. I'm always joined by Mike.
Every Thursday.
Every
that
Thursday. Week. Get you some subject podcast.
Yes. Get you some.
Why not? Everybody loves doing these ones.
Yeah, well, this is, my every Thursday, I like to just sit down, cup of tea, I think, and some biscuits, and just, listen to this podcast is what I do. I don't know where I was going with that.
Sounds a bit narcissistic now that you've said it out.
Tea and biscuits, no, it doesn't
tea
sound.
And biscuits
that doesn't sound like me.
yourself.
Not gonna lie, that's not me.
More like what? Rum and edibles.
Rum and edibles. Rum. Nah. Whiskey and edibles.
Whiskey and edibles.
Yeah.
That's better.
That sounds like a good Friday night.
That does sound like a good Friday
a
night.
Thursday night.
Thursday afternoon.
Or Thursday morning? 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock somewhere.
You're knocking off from work. You're tired after a long day.
Mm.
You sit down. You check your phone. Oh, look. The boys have posted.
Oh, it's up.
It's up.
It's the new episode. Ooh.
You sit down. Pour yourself some whiskey. Grab out that special tray in your coffee table. And you just sit back, relax, take a sip of whiskey.
In the comments, let us know what kind of whiskey you're drinking too.
Yeah.
Very interested in knowing.
What's your personal favorite whiskey, Mike?
Ooh. Oh, look, I've tried so many whiskeys.
Yeah.
There was this one limited edition that I tried. They only made, it was like 142, and they were being auctioned off for like hundreds of dollars. And
as there would be.
I found it in this random bar in Brisbane. We were leaving one of the football games, and we were a bit pissed, so we thought, we'll go into this wacky looking bar. And he just comes out and he's like, hey, do you want to try this? This is like blah blah blah. And I was like, well, okay.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
So, and then I think it was like $40 a measure. It was pretty pricey.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was. I didn't think he warned me how much it was. I was a bit tipsy too, so I was
he was taking advantage of that.
Willing to throw the muns at it, but it was good.
It was good.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
Man, I actually had a really good single malt Indian Scotch whiskey. So it's a Scotch whiskey that was made in a part of India that was colonized by Scottish people. So that
bunch of bastards.
People, what a bunch of bastards. But anyway, it's a really nice single malt, and I cannot remember the name of it to save my life because, like you, I was also a bit tipsy when I tried it. So
I feel like if you ever try like real top shelf whiskey, you really either got to have the money and you're there to do it, or you got to be drunk in some way and someone just offers it to you.
And you just go, yeah,
I'm gonna drink me some of that.
Yeah, exactly. But this is not the best segue, but going from
whiskey to space.
Whiskey's back to space. I know we talk about space quite a bit on the show, but
it's not so much about space, but it's more
about one very famous astrophysicist. I'm hoping you would have heard about him.
The late
great
Stephen Hawking,
voice of the Windows Vista.
Microsoft Sam.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
That's a bit morbid, but yeah.
That is a bit morbid. He was a great man. There was an article you found, actually, I think, that was about something that Stephen Hawking was very concerned about, which was us being contacted by extraterrestrial civilizations.
Yeah, like I don't think because we've sent out probes,
Yeah, we've sent out probes
to try and communicate with
waves,
aliens or whatever. But what if they try and communicate with us? And with every film that's ever been made, with the aliens make the first move, it's usually not a good thing.
Yeah, it's usually not a good thing. And this is what the late great Stephen Hawking was talking about, was if we receive a message from an alien planet, from an alien civilization, we should be wary about answering back, because it could possibly mean that they are more advanced technologically than we are.
Yeah, definitely.
So if they're reaching out and we receive it and reply, we've got to be very cautious about it. Even one replying.
Yeah, do we?
And yeah, like, do we? Is this going to be worth our time?
Yeah. Or it's either going to be, okay, their technology is far superior. Is it going to benefit us, or are they going to enslave us?
Yeah. Like,
not that they would definitely jump to that conclusion, but just...
But I mean, Stephen Hawking draws a pretty good comparison here. He says, quote, "One day we might receive a signal from a planet like Gliese 832c, but we should be wary of answering back. Meeting an advanced civilization could be like the Native Americans encountering Columbus. That didn't turn out so well." Which, to be fair, it didn't. It was a pretty crappy time.
That's true, but in saying that, for us, that was when we were kind of less socially evolved, in the sense that now socially, all races are more accepted now. We don't have slavery. Some countries kind of have their own.
Some countries still have quote unquote slavery.
Yeah.
It's not termed slavery, and it's legally it's not slavery, but it's kind of slavery.
Yeah. But we've evolved in that kind of way, and I would say that for a species to be able to be so technologically advanced, then they would have to be as socially evolved as us, if
Or
not
probably,
more socially evolved.
I was going to say probably more so, because while we have evolved socially, we haven't really evolved that much technologically. Like if you look back to the Native Americans encountering Christopher Columbus, back then they still had rifles. Yeah, they were flintlock rifles, but they were still like guns, which were more technologically advanced than what the Native Americans had.
Yeah.
And we're still using the same principle: a combustion chamber, a projectile, and something to fire it out of.
Yeah, because
That's
why
essentially
fight
what all
close when you
guns
can fire from a distance?
Yeah, exactly. You can just pop a guy from a distance.
If you got reach on somebody, then you've got the advantage.
Yeah, conflict is all about reach. If you got a bigger reach than the other guy, then you're sweet.
Well, sometimes. Depends.
Yeah,
Depends on how
sometimes.
quick you are.
Yeah, that's true. Title of your sex tape.
It depends. in bold capital letters.
It depends on how quick you are. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think it's also worth mentioning that the planet that I named before, Gliese 832c, is a planet that is potentially habitable. It's close enough to its own star to sort of be in that band of being able to support life, being that like Goldilocks distance away from the sun. But as of yet, we have not been able to discover any life out there in the universe, whether it be sentient or not. We just haven't found it. And there is a theory. Oh, sorry.
Wait, didn't they find bacteria on Mars?
They found bacteria, but
water?
that's not technically life, because those are single cell organisms.
Yeah.
So they're not complex life forms.
It might not be complex, but
yeah,
still something to me anyway.
It is.
I
It
feel
is
like
still
it's still
something. Like that. That is groundbreaking. But there's nothing to the extent of what we would call life. Like I would call the grass.
Yeah, it's
life.
not like we call yeast life.
Yeah, exactly. It's just bacteria.
Yeah.
And there is a I don't know if I could call it a theory or I don't know what it is, but it's called the Fermi paradox. So I guess it's just a paradox, which suggests that given the immense possibilities for anything to happen in the universe, there's a very, very, very low chance of a species surviving long enough to become sentient, to become intelligent, to then become
like us,
socially adept, like humans have evolved.
Because think about it, we've been pretty lucky so far.
Yeah,
our planet has been hit by meteorites in the past, many meteorites.
Yeah, there's a theory that the moon was a meteorite that hit Earth and just bounced off basically and stuck in orbit.
So for us, any moment really, you never know.
Yeah, you really never know. Like
that's the thing about space.
Can say, oh, we can detect meteors coming towards Earth, but really that's like when they're like 24 hours away, if that.
Yeah,
it's not that much.
It's kind of like, oh, there's this meteorite that might hit us, but we won't find out till it does.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it may hit us or it may not. We'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to think that, especially with space and everything in it,
Yeah.
anything, this little thing could just knock you out of existence.
Exactly. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Space is immense. There's no two ways
It's the
about
final
it.
frontier.
Yeah, and it's always expanding. There's always new shit being created.
Mm-hmm.
So the possibilities are endless, but there's also limited chance for the parameters to be exactly right to support intelligent life.
Yeah, like the odds are not in your favor. It's like, I don't know the number. Like, there's no way I could come up with
It's
a number.
it's one in trillions, I'm
Yeah.
sure. And trillion is a
Feel pretty
million
lucky?
millions. I mean, define lucky.
Okay, do you feel lucky that you have evolved, like that you were born into an evolved species with such like cognitive function, like your ability to think and your imagination and the life that you have now? Do you think you're lucky,
I think
or do you think you would be more lucky as, say, still a living creature, but not as intelligent?
I think I am pretty lucky in that aspect. There are other aspects that I'd say I'm not so lucky in. But yeah, considering the immense possibility for things to go wrong in space, I think we should all look on our lives in general as pretty lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Because given the millions and millions of, and I hate to say this, possibilities for you guys not to have been born, for like a sperm to go
literally
the other way,
Yeah,
or
or just your dad having a lonely night.
yeah, exactly. You
That's
could
it.
be just ejected into a sock. I mean, consider that either a sock or your life.
But who
I mean-
actually uses socks? Let's be real here.
I don't.
No, that's a
No.
weird thing.
That is a weird thing, but I mean,
I don't-
apparently
yeah.
it's a thing.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like, it's my sock.
Yeah, well, I
I'm
got to
aware
put
of
that on my feet.
I don't. Why would I do this?
I don't need to do.
I mean,
I don't
I
need to
understand
use two
you'd
at
still
once,
probably
right?
wash it, but still,
Yeah,
it's like
like,
I've violated my sock now.
violated my sock. Now what do I do with it? I don't want to put on the
I
cum
don't.
sock.
What do I? I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, I don't want this sock.
That's why I have so many odd socks.
Yeah, just keep throwing one out.
The left one only does it for me. The right one does nothing.
Is that because your left foot's slightly smaller, so the sock's a bit tighter?
No. What?
Moving on. Back off of that weird tangent.
What?
I said moving on.
Just FYI, my left foot is not smaller than my right foot. They are equal size. 11. No, I'm kidding. It's actually 12.
You're not size 11.
Yes, I am.
Size 8.
What? Yeah, maybe for you and women's.
Righto, mate.
Oh, dude, that's a gnarly foot.
At least I don't have alien feet. You alien.
I have hobbit feet. Not gonna lie. They're hairy. The hairiest part of my body is on my feet. I don't understand.
This is such a weird fact. Why are you spouting all these weird facts
I'm
about
sorry.
yourself? First, your left foot is smaller than
No,
your
it's
right
not. That
foot.
was your stupid
Then-
theory. That's not my theory.
Then the hairiest
wrong.
part of your body are feet?
Yeah.
What's going on with your feet, mate?
Oh, dude, they're hobbit feet. I'm telling you now. I've said it.
The magic feet. Look
Yeah.
what these feet can do, babe.
I rub them together and I create fire from the friction of the hair. Step aside, Bear Grylls. I got this.
Oh, man. I think moving on to something a bit more terrestrial now, and something probably a bit closer to home for most, I'd say most of our listeners.
I would say the age range of people who would know of this person would be between 16 and 30?
Yeah, I'd say 30.
30, yeah.
I'd say 30.
Probably
Alright.
the main watchers.
Yeah.
Or, like,
I mean, and
Followers.
if you haven't heard of this, this man. We are, of course, talking about FriendlyJordies. We shouted him out a couple of times on the show already, but now he's just gone and pushed the envelope a little bit further.
He's had a little swing and has had a big hit, that's for sure.
He's fucking connected with that swing, man. It's absolutely sent it for 6. He's obviously if you haven't heard of what FriendlyJordies has done, and we should probably just call him Jordan.
Yeah, so Jordan Shanks.
Jordan Shanks
is his name. He's an Australian political journalist and comedian.
And he also makes YouTube videos.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard of him, if you haven't seen any of his videos before, we'll link his channel down in the description. Go check him out. He's hilarious.
I would also say environmental activist.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, he does bring up a good point, is saying that if we destroy more of our environment, it's just going to get worse for us.
And he has
with.
made videos to, spread awareness and to kind of have a go at the people who are causing the destruction.
Yeah, and during the Australian bushfires, he and his subscribers, of which we are, at least I am, I'm subscribed to the channel, have raised about, $300,000 odd
in relief
relief funds for the Animal Rescue Collective.
He also had a water trailer, or like a water tank named after him as well, for fighting all the fires.
Yeah, so he has made some impact in
like financially, he has raised a lot of money for these relief funds, and even for the animals as well. He doesn't just look after the land, but the animals as well.
Yeah, well, the Animal Rescue Collective is solely trying to rescue animals that were devastated by that bushfires.
In our last episode, we said it was a couple billion.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 billion animals were injured or killed during those bushfires. So there was a lot of devastation in those fires. But more recently, he's made news headlines for releasing a video about the New South Wales Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Giovanni Barilaro. I'm not calling him John Barilaro because that's not his name. His name is Giovanni because he's an Italian immigrant. And he is now Deputy Premier.
Yeah, you said Prime Minister before, and I was like, wait, what?
Sorry. I meant Deputy Premier of New South Wales. And this video is basically just pointing out all of his corruption.
Yeah, it basically just lays it out on a table and just says, look,
here are the facts. This is what
you're a piece
are.
of shit.
You're
Go
a piece
die.
of shit. You shouldn't be in Parliament at all.
Straight up.
Because not only did the New South Wales government, and to a greater extent the Australian government in general, didn't really have a great response to the bushfires. Nor did they have a great response to COVID-19, nor did they have a great response to the financial crisis, which we are now suffering from.
Yeah. And like we said, it's worse than the Great Depression right now.
Yeah. So if you don't know, we're in a recession. Go back to our last video, check it out, because we talk about that a little bit more in depth. But right now we're focusing on Giovanni because he is an absolute shitheel. Honestly, the way that he sort of snakes his way around Parliament is just to profit himself.
Yeah.
Nobody else. He's extraordinarily selfish. He puts his nose into places where he really shouldn't. For instance, the Airbnb rules and other online hosting site laws were about to change in Australia, and especially in New South Wales. And Giovanni put his hand straight up, but forgot to declare that he has a multi-million-dollar estate listed on Airbnb.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a conflict of interest to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounds a bit corrupt.
I feel like he doesn't care that he has, this multi-million-dollar mansion up for Airbnb for rentals. Why would he change laws to benefit himself? Doesn't make sense.
Are you being the sarcastic person?
I'm just saying, it doesn't mean that he. It's fucking stupid.
Honestly, you can't say that with a straight face.
how either he hid it or they just didn't look. Like it's
I'm going to say the latter
yeah,
because
both.
I feel like he probably tried to hide it, but he wouldn't have had to try very hard because he would have just had to say, "Oh no, boys, don't worry about this one. Hey, don't worry about it.
I've got it.
Just forget it." Oh fuck!
Oh, that's not really. That's
I
not
gotta-
where he immigrated from.
No, that's not. But do I care? No.
No, fair enough.
He's still a piece of shit and shouldn't be in Parliament.
But basically, what's been happening is like for the last
I don't know, a
month,
week.
2 months.
Yeah, month, 2 months.
Jordan Shanks, FriendlyJordies, has been basically just tearing into the New South Wales government. Just the state government has just been abolished.
Pretty much.
It's
The
in
Liberal,
ruins.
the National Party, who we spoke about last week, who threatened to move across the bench due to the koala protection laws or lack thereof. So now there might not be a majority government anymore.
And you
which
look
is
at
very interesting.
so the videos that he puts up about the premiers and all the state government officials of New South Wales. Like there's the video he brought out about your boy called Bruz in 1 week has already got almost 500,000 views.
Yeah.
That's how many people are watching his videos, you know. Targeted ads that the political campaigns, you know, half of them probably wouldn't even reach most of these people. And
This
the thing
is
is that people come to watch his videos because they want to, you know,
They choose to watch
they
the
choose to.
videos.
They're like, yes, I want to watch this. It's not
Yeah.
some ad that's just popped up in their face and then they're like, what the fuck is this? And some attack ad or some kind of, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of attack ads, there was a couple of journalists that called Mr. Jordan Shanks and decided the best way to write about the developing story was to absolutely slam FriendlyJordies or try to slam FriendlyJordies.
Yeah,
Because
he's been
All
in.
they do is take his shit out of context and
Yeah.
use what they call proof as proof when it's clearly
Well,
not.
it's just out of context
just
bullshit.
Doesn't help their case at all, which is hilarious. By the way, links to all the articles in the description. That we're
Yeah,
talking
so
about.
we've got a few from like the Sydney Morning Herald, and most of these, you know, paper outlets are all Murdoch press. So it's all the Liberals saying, "Oh, hey, Murdoch, smear this guy."
Yeah, exactly. So the Sydney Morning Herald article title is "How to Solve a Problem Like FriendlyJordies."
Yeah, right.
And
How is that not like an attack ad? You know, that's
That is
straight
straight
up.
away
how do we destroy this guy?
Yeah.
How do we get rid of him?
how to solve a problem. Like he's not
He's not a problem.
he's not a problem.
You're the problem.
He's educating people. That's all he's doing.
He's educating people about the problem. And he did a video where he went to the mansion, the Airbnb.
It is a mansion. Let's be honest here. It's a fucking mansion.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them on the property, isn't there? On the estate, there's like
3 houses.
Yeah,
There's one main building and then 2 guest houses.
and so they spent
Ridiculous.
$1,800 a night to film there.
Which
I don't know
by
if
the way,
it's really worth it. Not
they
gonna
got
lie.
they got permission to film there.
Yeah, they did. They got permission.
from the man, the myth, the legend, Giovanni himself.
Yeah.
Which was a bold move on his part.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like it's all managed by his wife as well, so she let them in as well.
Yeah.
And it's a big old family mess up.
Which is hilarious.
And the thing is, like we've probably spoken about this before, but with the not so mainstream media now through YouTube and you know all these independent articles and
Through
that's
the
how
social
people are
media and
getting
everything.
social media as well. You know, it's
Yeah.
how people are starting to get their information now. So all these old timey newspapers, you know, it's going out of fashion. No one reads the paper. It's true.
Yeah.
No one reads the paper. I
Yeah,
don't
but
need to read the paper.
I
I
don't-
have it on my phone.
Exactly. And I don't want to pay a subscription
Yeah.
to get a news article.
It's
that I
a
could probably-
goddamn tree. Stop
Yeah.
cutting down the trees. Just Google it.
Yeah.
If
just
you want to
Google
know
the
what's
answer.
happening in your town, just Google.
Yeah.
Literally. Everything should be online like that.
I really hope that by now people have less trust in the mainstream media.
Mm.
or what we call the mainstream media, being Freeview TV, newspapers, News Corp, Nine Fairfax,
Yeah. Sky
whatever,
News.
Sky News, which is News Corp.
Yeah.
It's all
Garbage.
it's just all under this one big umbrella.
Literally,
It's just all run, like we've said it before in a previous episode, 70% of the world's media is owned and run by one man,
yeah.
Rupert Murdoch.
And that's the thing. That's what mainstream media is. It's literally everything that's owned by him.
Exactly. And it's all his agenda. And you can see that in the Sydney Morning Herald article, as well as the news.com article, both of which we'll link down in the description.
Mm-hmm.
We will also link a contrasting article from, what was it, Independent Australian?
Yeah, and Michael
Independent
West Media.
journalist. Michael West Media and...
Yeah, it was
what was the
Independent
other one?
Australia,
Independent Australia.
and also the Australian National University.
Yeah, so plenty of sources telling you what it's
Yeah,
like.
and it gives you a good idea. Like you
can see
the article for
contrast.
the Australian National University is about where Clive Palmer attempted to sue FriendlyJordies for defamation.
It was so
It
funny.
was all bullshit, but it was like $500,000 he wanted from him. Are you serious?
Yeah, for saying he was fat.
Yeah, pretty
when
much.
he said so himself
He's
on national television.
on national television. He's called himself fat. He's called himself a meme, and he's literally just
He's made a game about himself being a humble meme merchant.
Yeah,
where
it's
he's
like-
literally a walking meme.
it's insane. The nonsense, absolute nonsense. So we'll also tag the actual videos as well. We'll tag the channel. You can go there and check them out and follow whatever. Just watch whatever you want.
Yeah, he does a lot of really funny videos as well.
Yeah,
like a lot of skits.
Yeah, it's not always just political. He does do some other skits, like because he's a comedian as well.
Yeah.
So definitely go through his stuff. If you like The Bachelor, he's got a little Bachelor series reacts.
He reviews The Bachelor.
Like it's horrible, cringy TV, but
It's hilarious.
it's fun to cringe with other people sometimes.
Yeah, it is. That's true. I mean, and coming back to these articles about him, about Jordan. I mean, like I was saying before, you can see the contrast in wording from the News Corp articles versus the independent media articles. Because the News Corp articles will all say, FriendlyJordies attacks John Barilaro.
Yeah, it's like
How to solve a problem like FriendlyJordies.
It's very aggressive. It's very
Yeah.
like Barilaro criticized the video at the time, calling Shank's impersonation of him racist and very offensive. So Jordan did an impersonation of him, and now he's like, "Nah, you're racist," and that was very offensive. And you're like,
I mean,
are you serious?
Jordan is a Slav. So, I mean, like, he's from that part of Europe anyway, John. What are you on about? That's not racist because he's Caucasian like you are, you dickhead. And two, you can't be racist to your own race.
Yeah,
Physically impossible. That's not racism. That's just you making fun of
just a
your
hate
own
crime.
race. It's a hate crime, yeah, probably. But even so, like these ridiculous accusations that get thrown around by people that know absolutely nothing, like, he called me fat. That's defamation. Or
pretty much.
that impression of me was extremely offensive and very racist. Like, no, shut
That's
up.
your opinion.
That's your opinion, which means fuck all.
Yeah, it's subjective.
Yeah,
I don't think it's racist.
No, I don't think it's racist. Hey, fight me in the comments if you think it's racist.
Yeah, well, he also, he also impersonates the Premier of New South Wales, like Gladys as well. So it's not like he just targets him.
Yeah.
It's all of them. He
It's
does heaps of
everybody.
it. Like, if you go to his channel, you'll see like tens of videos of him doing impersonations of people,
Yeah,
just random people.
He does impersonations of Clive Palmer, Scott Morrison, John Barilaro,
Yeah.
Gladys Berejiklian, fucking
You're not
who
that
else?
special,
Like,
mate.
yeah, you're not that special. He's impersonated a lot of people. He's done impressions of a lot of people, and it's all for comedy.
Yeah, and like he's
That's
got
it.
almost like 500,000 subscribers, and you look at his videos, and like the Bruz one with pretty much almost 500,000 views. Like all of his subscribers watch his videos, and that's great to see as well.
Yeah.
And then you see, like in the bushfires, he did a video called "Dear Your Majesty," and that just went viral. That went everywhere. I saw that all through social media.
Yeah,
People
me
sharing
too.
that everywhere. It was him asking the Queen to basically kick him out of office, like just get
Yeah.
rid of him.
Because Australia is still technically part of the British Empire.
Yeah.
We never really seceded from that. We never became a republic.
Nope.
So the Queen can still technically oust prime ministers if they have breached some
Yeah, she's done it
some
before,
sort of law, which she has done before. She's done it once.
so I don't know why she wouldn't just do it again. But she doesn't care.
Please, please kick Scott Morrison out. Please. He's not a good man.
No.
This is
Probably
your
After-
friendly
Your
this is
weekly reminder.
weekly reminder to preference Labour in the election coming up.
Please. Let's just see what happens.
Let's see what happens. See what happens. I mean, we've tried the Liberal coalition government. That didn't really work out for us. Let's try something else. Let's try Labour.
9
this
years
time.
of hell.
It has been 9 years of shit, really. I mean,
It's
dear
only getting
Lord.
worse.
It is getting worse. And while we're talking about corruption, we should also talk about Adani again.
Yeah, we're bringing up Adani mostly now because it's starting to, I don't know what's it's starting to escalate a little bit.
I feel like it's starting to escalate. People are
Because
sort of
the
more up in
Premier
arms about it.
sent in police to basically say, look, we're gonna surround you guys. We'll at least stop you from protesting, and you all have to clear out by this day.
Yeah,
and they're
this
there
is
to enforce it.
This is the Adani coal mine, the Carmichael site,
Yeah, it's
which is under construction still, and people are trying to stop it, obviously, because
Yeah.
it's destructive. Obviously,
it's said to be one of the biggest new coal mines in the world. as well.
So why the fuck are we still using coal? It's proven to be one of the dirtiest forms of pollution. Like, we've known this since the 1800s, and we're still fucking using it.
Yeah, and what they don't want you to see is that this actually will increase trading and ship routes through the Great Barrier Reef, and this will hurt the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, and the Great Barrier Reef is already dying.
Yeah,
Like,
So
we've
why would we
already
want this?
overfished there. We've already killed a lot of the coral through pollution off the coast. So now this is just basically the final nail in the coffin.
yeah. Like, so Adani's plan is to ship 60 million tons of coal through the Great Barrier Reef, and 6 million tons? That's a lot of ships going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 60 million tons is insane. And there has been what was it, the Shenyang? There's a coal ship that crashed off near India 6 years ago and still has not been cleaned up.
Yeah,
That's Adani for you.
that-
That's just
There you go.
pollution.
That's Adani. They break something, they don't fix it.
Yeah, they just hide it. They,
They
don't
just
care.
leave it there. They don't even bother hiding it. They just fucking leave it there, which is even worse.
And for this coal mine to work, they're gonna have to extract over 12 billion liters of groundwater every year from like the land.
So where's that?
Where's this water
groundwater
coming
gonna
from?
Go? Where's it going to go?
It's nowhere. It's
Where
gonna go into the fucking
Where did it
mine,
come from?
and
Where
that's
did it
it.
go? Where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Where'd it come from, Adani?
Came from Adani.
Where is it?
Where's it going to go?
Where's
I
the
have
water?
No idea.
Where's our water?
Pretty much. And I think we spoke about this last episode or the episode before, something like that, where we were talking about the Aborigines' right to water being taken away
Mm-hmm.
by these big coal mines, big mining companies, I should say. It's not just the mines; it's just these companies keep doing it, and the government keeps letting them do it.
Well, the government just gave them, what was it, like $1 billion out of the taxpayers' money to build a 200-kilometer rail line
Yeah.
to the mine.
And I mean,
That's your money.
that's $1 billion out of the $60 billion that was budgeted for JobKeeper/Job Seeker, which, by the way, is now being slashed in half now
Yeah.
because they're all like, "Oh, we need to get a surplus. We need to get a surplus."
Oh.
No, just
Give
help
your
your people.
fucking people money to survive.
Yeah, at least allow some people to live. And I got into a discussion with one of my mates that I ride bikes with, when he was saying, "Oh, all these dole bludgers on Centrelink, all these fucking lazy cunts,
Yeah.
all this sort of shit." And I'm like, "Well, mate, there's 13 job seekers for every single job in Australia right now.
Mm-hmm.
What about those people that physically cannot get a job because statistically it is almost impossible to?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, well, I could live off $200 a week." And I'm like, "Okay,
Bullshit.
what about those people that have families that have been kicked out of a job because of COVID?" And
Yeah.
now
Say you literally have to look
physically-
after one other person as well.
at least one other person.
Yeah.
Most families have 2 kids.
Yeah. You know, $200 a
50
week, you cannot like. It's
No.
not a livable wage.
It's below the poverty
it's
line.
below poverty. It's way below poverty. The poverty line
Exactly.
beats you. You know, with poverty.
Exactly.
That's what that is.
And it's so stupid. Like, how do people not think about this? Like, yeah, there are families out there that literally cannot survive now because the government will not help them, refuses to help in any way, shape, or form. Which
Yeah,
is
well,
stupid.
It doesn't matter because they've got all the money in their pockets.
Yeah,
you know,
and they keep giving it
They
to
refuse to take
Adani,
pay cuts. The Prime Minister refused to take a pay cut when everybody lost their jobs.
and yet slash job seeker and job
Yeah.
keeper. You
Like,
selfish
why?
prick.
That doesn't make sense. Why the politicians
Oh,
don't lose any
It
of
makes
their money.
sense. It makes
Oh,
sense
it makes
to
sense
me.
to them.
No, it makes sense because they're all greedy.
Yeah, and I guess they control the legislation as
Yeah.
well. So
They make the laws.
yeah, that's
So
true.
it's literally just their laws. So
Yeah. Well, it does have
corruption
to.
is
It does have to
rife.
pass through, you know, the Senate and all that. It can't just be like, boom, new legislation. Has
That's
to be
true,
approved, but still,
to get a majority, you either have to have a majority government and they all vote unanimously
Yeah.
for,
yeah,
or you sweet talk your way around people and get a majority that way,
or just bribery.
or just bribery because every politician gets a pay rise now. Hey boys,
Dead set.
do
Every
you guys want a pay rise?
Whoa! Did you
Fucking
just
yes.
become prime minister? Pay
Pay
rise,
rise. So
straight up.
Look at that, prime ministers now get a pay rise.
Whoa! Did I just get elected? Pay rise.
Yeah, increase in pay
My
rate
first
for me.
job as prime minister, $1,000 for me.
It'd be more than 1,000, mate.
No, didn't we? We looked it up on the last.
It
was
went
the
up.
last
Yeah, it
one?
went up $1,000
like
per
1,000
year.
every year. Yeah, so that's crazy.
Yeah, which is it is crazy.
Why? I didn't get a pay rise like that. Shit, where's my pay rise?
Yeah, I want a pay rise.
I want
like that.
$1,000 a year,
Fuck yeah, that'd be great. $1,000 a year pay rise.
and I have
That'd
to
be
talk to
fucking great.
strangers all day. No thanks. I should get paid $2,000.
Yeah,
Twice as much.
twice as much. Give me that pay rise.
And the thing with this new mine as well is that, you know, it's not just the land, the water, the pollution as well. You know, it's the infrastructure that they're trying to build. And then when they're done with it after, I think it was only like 10 years. It's only going to last like, no, it was like 60 years or something.
I don't know.
Because the mines only have a certain lifespan because, you know, once you've mined everything, it's all gone. So what do you do?
Yeah, so because it's a non-renewable energy, it's a perishable. It's only going to last a certain amount of time. Once you run out of that resource in that certain area, what do you do then? You have to move on to
You
another
literally have-
area.
yeah, that's what you have to do. And then you got to
The
go
thing-
build another goddamn mine somewhere.
Yeah, the thing with Adani is that they commit to repairing the environment around the mine up to 80% of what it was originally.
Yeah.
But they only do about 20%. They maybe kick in a few shovel loads of dirt into the mine and call that done.
Yeah. So it has a 60-year lifespan. But they so there was a campaign opposed to Carmichael, the Adani mine, and they said that if it goes ahead, it will destroy the ancestral lands, the waters, the cultures, the indigenous people without their consent, increase shipping traffic through the Great Barrier Reef and the area, and around 4.7 billion tons of carbon pollution in the atmosphere over 60 years. 4.7 billion
That's a
tons
lot
of
of-
carbon.
That's a lot of pollution for not a lot of gain.
No.
Like, we've got to say that
Do you think we're
again
still
very
using coal in
clearly.
60 years?
4.7 billion. That's billion with a B, not million. Billion.
Do you still think we'll be using this much coal in 60 years?
No, I doubt
No.
it. I
So
doubt it.
why build it?
Exactly.
What's
It's
the point?
stupid.
You can't even have it last its full life. What's the point?
They want the money now.
Yeah, milk what you can now.
Yeah, and that's all that the these coal mining companies and the Liberal government are doing. They're realizing that coal and other like crude oil, that sort of perishable resources, are going to run out. People
Mhm.
are moving away
Yeah.
from it already. Like we're seeing a real increase in EVs for personal transport, like Tesla, obviously. Then Volkswagen, BMW, Audi all followed suit with their electronic vehicles. Then you've got Nissan making their stuff over in Japan. Toyota's been making the Prius for fucking decades now.
Exactly. The Prius.
What else? I think Suzuki's working on a couple of things as well. Like everybody's working on electronic vehicles. Everybody's moving away
Because they
from
have
it.
to. They know to keep business in the future. They have to.
Well, I mean,
And that's the new
and
the new market is there.
it's also a new level of performance
Oh yeah.
that people can get out of the car. Like a Ford Mustang Mach-E, the new Mustang that's coming out, the race version makes like 1,500 horsepower and far more than that in torques.
Yeah.
And it's all variably driven to each wheel. So each wheel can get that full 1,500 horsepower at like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Ken Block did a video where he ripped around in a race ready Mach-E, and they measured the tire speeds when he was doing some donuts, and they said it was something like 200 miles an hour tire speeds.
That's crazy.
While he's doing a donut,
Yeah.
which is nuts. Like that's crazy performance levels.
Mm.
There's electronic
seen
vehicles
some
being made by everybody. Like Pininfarina's doing one called the Batista,
Yeah.
which makes 2,000 horsepower and
Yeah.
sounds like a rocket ship.
I've
It's
seen like
amazing.
just Teslas that are, they're just market. That nothing
They
altered.
spend nothing
They literally
on advertising.
they do nothing on it. They just get your fucking stock sport fucking Tesla, strip the interior, literally faster than most rally cars on the street,
Pretty much.
and you do nothing to it.
And it's all-wheel drive.
Exactly.
It's got instantaneous torque,
Yup.
continual drive, so you never have any gap in power. It's
It
crazy.
just goes.
You
it
just
just
put your
goes.
foot down and you're gone.
That's it.
That's it. Done.
I'll win.
Yeah, you'll outrun most
Where's
cars.
my pink slip?
Most cars from 0 to 60 will not beat an electronic vehicle.
Yeah.
So, like most internal combustion engine cars.
I do
Not
like internal combustion engine cars though.
I mean, me too.
I love Tesla and electric cars where they're going by that. I mean, there's something to be said about a real engine, if you know what I mean.
I mean, the rumble of a V8 sitting in front of you is a very nice sound.
I know the wisp, the spoil of a turbo.
Yeah,
Ooh.
the spooling of the turbo, that's always satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
You
a
hear it
great
coming,
noise.
you're like, yep, turby, and then you, yeah, yep, there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Noise.
Good sound.
Very
Noise. I like. So, I mean, but you know what I mean, though, is it's a new level of performance. It's a new age of transport. So, I mean, look, everybody's working on electronic vehicles. I don't think there's one company that you can name that are not working on an electronic either sport vehicle or just like a luxury sedan or an SUV or something. They've got some project in the
Yeah.
works for an electronic vehicle. So I don't understand why Adani and the Liberal government in general are making the decision to stay on coal, because we know it's inefficient. We know it's not good for the environment. We know it's extremely destructive for the planet, the atmosphere, the fauna and flora around the site.
I mean, we're looking at the Adani website here, and they're saying that their Carmichael mine is one of 125 mines that they have in Australia.
So yeah, that's 125 mines that we see $0 in tax from.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking
But
nothing.
we'll happily give them a grant.
Yeah, we'll happily give them billions of dollars in taxpayer handouts. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, that wasn't my decision.
No. You didn't have to make the decision. We'll make it for you.
That's not why I voted you in. Actually, no.
Oh, wait, I didn't vote you.
I didn't vote for you.
And yet you still take my money.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Asshole.
I feel like if you don't vote for that party, you shouldn't have to pay tax. But in saying that,
I don't know.
in saying that, there's enough fucking people out there that don't pay tax anyway. And I'm not talking about your fucking tax dodger from down the road here. I'm talking about like billion dollar super companies that are paying $0 in tax here because Australia is basically a tax haven. Which is not good.
It's just,
It's just rife with corruption, which is what our government has sunk to, unfortunately.
I really want to I want to see Labor get in the next, or even the Greens, and just see if things change. Like,
yeah,
you know, maybe they don't, and they're just as corrupt. Fine, everyone's corrupt. Then.
At least we tried.
But yeah, at least we put someone else in there to see what would happen.
Yeah, I feel like it'll get worse before it gets better. I feel like we're in the worst part. Like, I hope we're in the worst part because this is pretty rough.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it's going to get... Well, I hope it's not going to get any worse. If it does, then we're all fucked. Like, come on.
You're all pretty fucked already.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's fucked. And I mean, we could list Adani's corruption and I want to say mistreatment of workers, of environment, of animals, of whatever, because all they do is destroy. There's no reparations after the fact when Adani's finished. Like they caused a civil war in Papua New Guinea and just fucked off out of there with no repercussions.
Oh, we're done. Bye.
Oops, we're done. We're not going to be repairing that mine site, by the way, because the rebels took it. So
oh well.
Looks like it's not our responsibility.
We go dig somewhere else now.
Yeah, we're just going to go destroy this mountain over here.
Yeah, there's
bullshit.
There's been lots of reports of them like exploiting their workers, and you know, people getting paid literally $4 a day. You know, what's that? And then they'd have to wait months to get paid.
Yeah, which is bullshit from a multi-billion-dollar mining corporation.
Absolutely.
You'd think they'd be able to be paid the appropriate wage on time, you know?
Yeah.
Considering that's, you know, part of the Constitution of Australia. If you're not obeying that Constitution, you need to fuck off out of here.
It says here in 2014 to 15, Adani paid no tax on a $350 million revenue in Australia. No tax on that.
No tax.
How much money is that?
I paid more tax than that.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I paid more tax than that.
I paid way more tax than whatever fucking Adani paid.
Which is nothing.
This is bullshit. Yeah.
It's nothing.
God. This is bullshit. It makes me angry. This is...
That's why we need to see if something will change if we vote. Vote the Pirate Party and I don't care.
Vote
just something else.
Vote the Pirate Party. Vote the Greens. Who cares? Just don't vote Labour, please.
I'm down for the Pirate Party.
I'm down for the Pirate Party.
They got some cool legislation.
Get the Liberal government out of here.
Some cool policies.
Fucking see what happens.
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of bullshit what the Liberal government are getting away with right now. Can you imagine if we used all those resources, all that money, all that time and effort into actually being productive for the country?
Yeah. No. What we want is to invest into something that will not only fuck the country, fuck the people, but it will fuck the planet. But it's okay because I'm like 50, so in like 30, 40 years, you know,
it's not going to matter so much
to me. So why not live the best life I can?
Yeah, it's not a good way of thinking.
No.
It's a very selfish way to run a country. Let's be honest here. We need less selfish people in charge. Because these fuckers are just ruined it for everybody.
It's really hard. Like, how do you? Should people have like? Should we have like a screening for prime minister? You know, like you gotta mentally screen them and be like, okay, what kind of personality? You get like a personality psychiatrist in to do a test on them and see what their personality's like.
See if they're a narcissist or
capable.
if they're capable to actually run a country fairly and impartially instead of being a selfish prick or being a greedy prick.
Yeah, exactly. That would be good.
Would be nice.
Mm.
I hope they would set up that legislation, but unfortunately, that's not my fucking job.
No, I'd do that.
I would do that. I'd set that up.
That makes sense.
Hey, any politicians listening, hit your boys up. We'll write you some legislation. Free money to everybody.
Everybody gets free money.
Everybody gets
money. Loses
same...
all value. Society just falls apart. Gone.
Hey, we were talking about how to build a socialist society. Well, why not do that here?
Because socialism doesn't work.
Aside from that, why not do that here?
It can work. It
can work. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely like to write some legislation. Politicians get a bit of a pay cut, but they pay less tax.
Well,
there you go. There's your sweetener.
All they have to do is just be human. Like that's it. It's just think about your fellow man. Just be human. Just be like, okay.
Well, to be
think
human.
About Corona. To err is human.
No. This isn't to err. This isn't an error. This is on purpose.
Yeah.
Everything that they've been doing has been on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not to err. Humans are corruptible. I remember hearing you say that.
Yeah, it's true.
All humans are corruptible. Yeah. These people are just more corrupt than most. So we should kick these people out.
Corrupted.
They've been corrupted more than most. So we should kick them out because they're no longer useful to us as a society.
Yeah.
Because they're not progressing us anymore.
It's true. We
should kick them out and get somebody in that will progress us. And we'll follow that path down for a little while. Then when that stops, fuck them off. Get in some new people that will lead us to more things.
I guess that's the whole point of having, the elections. Was it every few years?
Yeah, that is the point of having elections. So this election, people, if you're listening, vote Labour. At least preference Labour. Because the Labour is the biggest party aside from the Liberal government.
Yeah.
So we need them to be in. Even if you vote one the Greens or vote one Pirate Party or fucking whatever, just put Labour above in your preferences to the Liberal government. That's all I ask. It can be your 5th and 6th preference for all I care. Just put them one above, surely.
And vote.
And vote.
Register to vote.
Just go to vote.
It's that simple.
In the first place.
Like, I know people who are like, no, I don't want to register to vote. Why? Then don't complain about anything that happens in the country.
Yeah. If you don't vote, you literally have no right to complain because you didn't choose anyway.
Yeah.
You helped
You're part of the problem.
Happen.
Straight up.
Yeah, you are part of the problem.
That's like one of the worst things with like America, where it's you don't have to vote if you don't want to, and it fucks their government.
Yeah, exactly.
It's straight up.
But in saying that, here, if you don't vote, you do get fined.
You can get fined.
You can get fined if they find out.
Yeah.
Then you can get
like
fined.
I remember, was it last year with the elections that were happening? No, it was this year because of Corona. I couldn't go to vote. Yeah. And so I didn't have to. I just sent them an email and said I couldn't be there to vote.
Which is rough because that means that
it was the state election, I think it was.
Oh, was it regional election?
Was it regional?
I think it was regional because I remember going into one of my local towns to vote.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So regional, yeah.
It probably would have been regional.
Yeah.
For like
local.
Whatever your local council is. Yeah. Whether it be I don't know, Sunshine Coast, Moreton Bay region or fucking whatever.
I've noticed a few little political signs are popping up around the place now.
Yeah, me too.
Elections coming up.
Yep. I've been tempted to kick over a couple of One Nation signs. No.
There's some of them. Feel free to put your sign up. Sure, put yourself out there because you're a politician. You have to. It's your job. But
Yeah.
you can at least expect some of us to not agree.
Especially given your past indiscretions. Like, seriously, come on guys. Like,
I will happily pull out a
I'm not
One
gonna-
Nation sign.
yeah,
Although
I'm not going to vote One Nation.
Pauline Hanson, didn't she lose her seat almost?
I
Isn't
think
there
she's
there's-
almost lost her seat, or she's about to lose her
Yeah,
seat.
I'm pretty sure the One Nation party is about to be disbanded, and so is Clive Palmer's party as well.
I'm very happy about
Oh,
Clive
that's
Palmer's
the best
party.
thing in the world.
So good. I didn't want to vote for him anyway.
Who would?
Yeah, who would? He spent $60 million on an election campaign.
Didn't
got
even
no
get a
seats.
seat.
So funny.
Such an idiot.
Should have gone to IKEA. He could get a seat for $5.
$5. Really?
I don't know.
Jeez.
I'm just putting a number out there.
You could just go to your neighbor's house. Free. Don't do that.
Get invited to your neighbor's house. They say take a seat. You say thank you.
Thank
and walk
you.
out
Just
with
walk away. Can I have another one? It looks a bit weird. Just one in my
it.
room.
Just one chair in my room.
One chair in my house. Where are the others? Well, next door. I got to go back there 3 more times.
Yeah, hold on a second, guys. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be back.
Hey man, welcome back. Oh, take a seat. Thank you.
Thanks, man. But I've gotten a bit pudgy. Can I take 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna need 2.
The last one you gave me broke.
I threw it in your backyard. I was angry.
In pieces.
All right, I think we should wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around to the end. And if you've made it this far, nice. It's great to be talking to you, like just us, you and me.
Yeah,
Hello.
this is Outro Crew.
Yeah,
If you're part of Outro Crew, hit us up in the comments.
Yeah, just Outro Crew. Hashtag Outro Crew. That's what we like.
Hell yeah. Let's get that shit trending. And
Get
remember
us-
to like and subscribe.
Yes.
On most platforms, we're on Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
YouTube, Spotify, of course, and always Podbean.
Yeah, Podbean, OG.
OG
OG
people
Podbean.
know what
Get us up
Podbean
in
is.
there. But everybody has Spotify, so follow us on Spotify.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. it's going to be easy for you guys to find us on Spotify anyway, so, you know.
But all the links are in the description.
Yes.
In any media that you are watching this on at the moment.
Yes. And even if you can't find the links in the description of this video, I don't know how, but, you know, if you're that inept, head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages. The links will be there as well.
Yeah,
know.
links everywhere.
Easy.
Or just watch it on Facebook if you want. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, do it. Why not?
Whatever you're feeling at the time.
Remember,
But make sure you subscribe because
exactly. Every Thursday, man, we're coming out with new stuff.
get your weekly dose of the subject.
Yeah, exactly. Subject podcast. Signing out for now. We'll see you next week.
Adios.